Alia, and in this video I'm going to talk to you guys about this week's episode of The Fosters. This episode begins with AJ in the Foster household, and we can see that Brandon is not a fan, and it's understandable. I mean, he has always been the only child of his father, and now his father is going to get a new child, so I can see how things could be a little bit awkward, but let's just say he does not trust AJ. In this episode, Mariana, my girl, has a new job working at her grandfather's bakery. And let me just say, guys, this is just so sweet that she's finally being able to have a connection with her biological family. And she even bonds with her cousin Adriana and her grandfather at the same time. So I just think it's really cute and really sweet that she gets to spend this time with her biological family and that they're accepting of her, and that she doesn't have to be as nervous as she was before about trying to befriend them. As the show progresses, we are seeing more of a genre dynamic and seeing how, even though they're together now, it's not like much has changed. I mean, they're still really good friends, they still hang out, and yeah. But Judah's over at Connor's house, and Connor's playing a video game with guns, and it's being really loud, and we see that Judah's very uncomfortable with the sounds of a gunshot, and it reflects back on when he and his friends were shut out by their friend's father, who thought they were robbing the house or whatever. You guys know what happened. And Jude just asked Connor to turn down, and Connor's like, fine, grandma, which doesn't make Jude happy. But it's kind of, I think it's nice to see how everyone, like, there is no perfect couples, so it kind of shows how they're trying to, find their way. And yeah. While AJ is getting a feel for the foster home, since that's where he's going to be staying until Mike can get his foster's license, he ends up in Brandon's room for some reason. I still don't know. I feel as if he was kind of curious about Brandon, because Brandon was a child with his own room, and he is a child with Steph and Mike, so I think he was just curious. And Callie catches him in there, and when Brandon comes in, she makes an excuse for AJ once again. And when I watch Fosters, I watch it with my sister, and my sister was just like, why is she being so nice to him, and why does she keep giving him all these chances? My idea about it is that Callie sees herself in AJ. I mean, she was coming from the same place when she was put into the foster's home. So I just think she's trying to stick out for him because she wish someone would have done the same thing for her. Steph in this episode is going to a gay bar with her friend Jenna. Well, with her and Lena's friend Jenna, because Jenna's trying to find, a girl for herself. So when they're at this bar, they're looking around, trying to find someone who they're attracted to. And when Steph's friend Jenna looks over to the bar, guess who we see sitting at the bar on a date with a woman? Monty, Lena's boss. Now, guys, in the last episode, Monty's words were, I don't know why I kissed you. I'm not gay. I was married. Come on. This girl, she playing games, guys. She is playing games. I feel like she just told Steph that to ease her mind about everything. But we all know that Monty is curious and that she is most likely interested in women. But the thing is, girl, just be out front about it. Don't play around it. Just say it. Come on now. Anyway, Steph's friend is very interested in Monty, so Jenna and Steph talk Lena into hooking Jenna and Monty up, and they're gonna end up having a dinner party in this episode. Now, guys, there's gonna be some tension at this dinner party because we know that Monty has kissed Lena, but Steph does not know that Monty has kissed Lena, and neither does Jenna, so we'll see what happens there. So we know that Callie got fired from the drop-in center because of AJ. AJ may be cute, but he causing a whole lot of trouble. Anyway, we know that he's the reason she got fired, and she ends up telling Mariana, and this is important because she needs Mariana's help with her new independent study by the end of the episode, but I'm not going to mention that quite yet because it comes into play with how the episode lines up. Y'all know how it works. I will mention it later. Don't you worry. Like I said, Jude is kind of uncomfortable around guns because he was shot at, so he talks to Lena about it because she was someone who was actually shot, and he talks to her about how she got over her fear of holding a gun. I mean, she takes a gun to work every day, and yet one was fired at her and hit her. So he just talks about how she was able to get over it, and she mentioned how she goes to a shooting range, and she kind of just kept going until she didn't fear the gun, until she felt like she had control over it. And the next day at school, Connor asks Jude if he wants to come over, and Jude says that he can't because his mother's taking him to a shooting range, which Steph never agreed to. Just saying, just throwing that out there so y'all know. And Connor's like, oh cool, I want to come too. And later on the episode, Steph does end up taking them to a shooting range, and that's going to affect both of the boys greatly. Along with Jude and Connor being in summer school, AJ and Callie are also there. And so now AJ is officially being, I guess you could say moved in to this new world that the Fosters have created for him. And he's becoming a part of it, guys. And Callie is looking out for him in school because I don't think Callie fully trusts him yet. I feel as if she thinks he might run. So she's always keeping an eye out for him during the school day. Now, Lena has now scheduled this dinner party with Monty, and obviously she has to talk to Monty about it at work because Monty definitely told her that she wasn't interested in women. So they end up talking about her sexuality, and Lena admits that she doesn't want Monty to be interested in women because if she is, that means that Monty kissing Lena meant something to Monty, and she would have to tell Steph. And she does not want to tell Steph, but she should anyway. I mean, even if okay, you're married. Someone other than your spouse should not be kissing you, so she should have told Steph. But that's just me saying this stuff. I mean, obviously when someone kisses something, there's something. What? Rewind. Obviously, when someone kisses someone, there's something behind that kiss, so she definitely should have told Lena, but she didn't. But she told Monty she wasn't comfortable. She didn't want her to be gay, so. But dinner party's still on, y'all, so that's gonna be interesting. While Mariana is bonding with her cousin at work, guess who sends her a flirty text? Wyatt. I'm just like, first of all, boy, your face don't even show up in the episode, but you send her text messages? No. Second of all, you're texting your ex-girlfriend's sister. Third of all, you're texting your ex-girlfriend's sister who has a boyfriend. Y'all, don't get me started on this. Because Wyatt, I can't. Go back to Finding Carter and stay there because you were stirring up mess on this show. And I am ready for it. So, let me put Wyatt to the side because that subject is irritating me. Mariana and her cousin Adriana, hey, they rhyme, they talk about revamping their grandparents' shop because it's not getting a whole lot of visitors, and Mariana wants her grandparents to have a good, good go at this this bakery. So her and Adriana talk about, I believe it was Churronuts, a churro and a donut combined. And Adriana mentions that they did sell it once upon a time, but they stopped because tradition is tradition. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But yeah, their grandfather and grandmother didn't want to have to change their ways just to be popular. But we'll see how Mariana does with that because she actually does kind of, she tries to force her grandparents into selling the churronuts again. But she ends up getting her cousin in trouble, and then she apologizes to her grandfather, but she just mentions where she's coming from, and she ends up quitting her job, but then she doesn't really quit. I mean, it's her grandparents. But they end up getting that solved. I mean, the grandparents are going to sell the churro nuts because they believe it can help their store, and they're not going to compromise anything else about their store in order just to be popular. I mean, these churro nuts could be popular. We'll see what happens. But let me say something. Mariana created a little video, and it was kind of a duplicate of a video Wyatt sent her, that he made for her. And I'm just like, she getting ideas from him, and then they gonna get on flirty. I can't do it. I can't. While Callie is working on her new independent study, Mike and AJ are bonding over sports, which is really cute because I don't think AJ has had really a father figure in his life other than his older brother. So it's nice that he and Mike are bonding. But then Brandon sees it and he wants, to join in on the fun. And AJ, let me say something. AJ's got a little bit of a little attitude. I don't know if I call it an attitude, but he says certain things and you're just like, no, why'd you say that? I can't explain it. But he says something to Brandon, and it just makes Brandon kind of want to be included in AJ and his dad, and whatever AJ and his dad are doing, because he doesn't want to be pushed out of his father's life. I mean, he's used to being the center of his dad's attention, because he doesn't exactly get that with his mom, because they've got 4 other kids. So I don't think he's comfortable with a new kid moving in on his dad's life, and additionally because he does not trust AJ, and he may be right for that. We'll see. During the Foster dinner party, we see that Jenna is very, very excited to date Monty. I mean, pretty sure she said like, whoa, when Monty walked into the room. So we know she was excited for that date. She fumbled on her words a bit, and she stared at Monty's butt, but in the end, I guess Monty liked her because they went out for drinks afterwards. But during the dinner party, we see that, in my opinion, I don't know about you, but Monty was eyeing Lena, like, in the flirty way. Well, not the flirty way, in the jealous way, I felt like. I don't know. I think she likes Lena, and she's just doing what she can for now, but I think she wants Lena. Just saying. Back in the house, we see that AJ takes Brandon's baseball that his grandfather gave him, and it's worth a lot of money. And he took it, knowing what it meant to Brandon, because Brandon definitely told him where it came from. But he took it, and then they go to class the next day, and then AJ leaves in the middle of class, and he doesn't come back. And Callie tells Mike that AJ ran, and they end up going looking for him. Callie finds him, and she sees him sitting on top of a rooftop, which is one of the areas that he and his brother would meet up if they ever got lost or whatever. And she mentions how much Mike cares for him and how good the situation that he's being put in is for him and how he shouldn't jeopardize it. And Mike and Callie end up allowing him to paint the little bat signal on the silo, I think it is, with a new phone number. And AJ believes that it's Mike's number, but Mike is like, no, this is actually your number because I bought you a cell phone. So sweet. Mike really cares for this kid, so I hope AJ doesn't screw it up. So, going back to the whole shooting thing with Connor, Jude, and Steph, the boys, they go to the shooting range, and she tells them, how to hold the gun, what to do. And what Jude does is he holds the gun, but he doesn't fire, because I think he just wanted to know that a gun isn't just some type of killing machine, really, but that it's something that someone controls. I mean, the guns are the killer. It's people. So he kind of realized that he has control over it, so he doesn't end up shooting, but Connor does, and after he does, he freaks out, and he's just very uncomfortable. And it's just because holding a gun it gives you a lot of power, a lot of responsibility, and I just don't think they were really ready for it. Towards the end of the episode, we see Mariana IMing Wyatt, being all flirty and stuff. This is just so frustrating. I mean, first of all, homegirl got a boyfriend. Second of all, she's talking to her sister's ex-boyfriend. It's just not right, and it's irritating me. But anyway, Callie ends up asking her help for a new independent project idea, which would be creating an app for foster kids where they could talk to other foster kids. And Mariana agrees. So Callie has this new thing going for her. And then the episode ends with AJ putting Brandon's ball back and Brandon walking into the room, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And we're just like, because if Brandon tells his moms and Mike, it's downhill for AJ. He could be sent back to juvie. We don't know what could happen. If I were him, I'd be like, "Oh man, I was just looking at it," but he should have been in his room. The fact that he went into his room, just like, AJ, man, come on. He's in a tough spot. You can't be doing too much. That sums up the episode, guys. I'm pretty sure I mentioned everything. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say and my little recap of what happened. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Check out my Twitter, Alia's View, where I do live tweets. You know what? I'm going to give up my Instagram because I'm just in a good mood today, so I'll put it right here. My name is Janae's Way. Don't ask where it came from. Everyone always does. They're like, what is it? It's my middle name, okay? Janae, my middle name. Janae's Way. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, thumbs up, tell your friends, comment below, give me feedback, guys. I'm open to anything. And I will see you guys next time, where I will probably talk about Stitchers and maybe Finding Carter. We'll see how that goes. And then I also am going to make a video on the Netflix series Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, because guys, it's so funny. I'll talk about it later. So I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.